Hey, great Tuesday evening. How the hell can I forget that it's Tuesday? It's Choco Tuesday. Great Tuesday evening, and it is uh interesting day in the city of Brownsville. And I say an interesting day because so much happened today that it literally completely blew my mind. Uh, and I will say that I had different plans for today, for Tuesday, because one of the things that I had hoped to do was have this morning have a short show and go to the budget committee meeting at the county. Because today they were going to continue to talk about the budget out there at the county, and they were going to have information in regards to the back and forth that's going on with the sheriff department, and we were supposed to get a little bit more information in regards to where we're at in regards to the deficit out there. So I thought, great opportunity. I don't have much work to do. 30-minute show, get my pretty behind up to the chamber, commissioner's chamber, and then 9 o'clock hit. And again, I'm not laughing because it was a funny situation. It's just everything happened so fast. And at 9 o'clock in the morning, if you go back and watch the show, all of a sudden, I get information in regards to there's a shooting at Porter, and let me tell you, it came from confirmed sources. So I knew that for a fact that and with the picture that was out there, there was no doubt that there was an issue going on in Porter. Susan was just asking me about it. Hey, Susan, how you doing?
Hello.
And I imagine Susan had a busy day as well, so we probably need to try to catch up on everything. But let me tell you what happened. So at 9 o'clock in the morning, the only information that we got that there was some type of shooting that had happened at Porter. There was three individuals in the vehicle, and they were stopped at McDavitt. I found out that McDavid is not really McDavid; it's McDavitt from Vito. I've been calling it McDavid all my life,
So have I.
but Vito seems to say that it's McDavitt,
Okay.
and that's the way it's actually spelled.
Hmm.
I'll probably still call it McDavid.
Yeah.
And most people out there. But let me say, there was a little bit of back and forth. There was a little bit of confusion in regards to two respects. The first one is who had actually done the shooting, and the second of one was there also an incident at Perkins Junior High? And the confusion came because I'm going to think that, which is standard protocol, as soon as the schools that are in the area find out that there is an incident where there is shooting involved, most schools would go on immediate lockdown,
Mhm.
just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to guess that that's what happened at Perkins. They went on a lockdown, shut everything down, and people didn't know what was going on. And then immediately, once they found out, because literally, Susan, they caught the guys, minutes after the shooting at McDavid, which isn't that far away from Porter. So they stopped the vehicles. One of the kids, the younger kid, and was inside a house, and police officers retrieved that the young man as well. Very, very fortunate to have received a video in regards to the young man, being arrested. And again, it's just a way of keeping everyone informed of what's going on. It's not out there to scare people. It's just
Right.
what's happening. One of the things that social media gives us, it gives us is the opportunity to see things as they're transpiring and they're is happening. Again, there's always pros and cons to it. Again, it's just what's out there. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. But the confusion starts. Did the people inside the vehicle shoot at the school while at the school and then peeled off? Well, what happens is then, Susan, the superintendent, the BISD chief of police, the Brownsville chief of police, and district attorney Louis Saenz, they go out and do a press conference. And instead of being informative, they just caused more confusion. Because even the story that was picked up by And I'll explain why I'm saying that there was confusion, because even when the news media was out there reporting, because they were out there asking questions, they had basically the same questions that we all had. What's going on?
Wow.
Was there issues in the school? And they then informed, without wanting to inform, that the shooter was actually a police security officer
Yeah, that's what I
from
heard.
the district. And when individuals were trying to get a little bit more information, they said it's a fluid investigation. It's an ongoing investigation. That doesn't help. It doesn't help. Just let us know. Individual shot. We are going to investigate, because this is what the question is now. Was the officer's life or the life of other individuals in danger, to whereas he had to go out there and shoot at the vehicle? Because, Susan, take into account, there's other students and other
Right.
cars in the area. Now,
Right.
was it let me just a trigger happy shoot, or don't know what else to do, so let me shoot, or were individuals' lives actually in danger?
Hmm.
And those are the questions, and that's one of the reasons why I think that it remained a fluid investigation, because they didn't have the answers.
Right.
So just say it. We really can't tell right now. We're going to put the officer on leave, because that's, I think, what's normal protocol. You
Hmm.
put the officer on leave, not to find him guilty or not, but just to investigate, to make sure that the actions of the officer were legit.
Yeah.
We're
I
called.
didn't see anything today, so I can't even comment on it. I just why I asked you what happened. I just heard that there was a shooting at Porter. That's what I heard. And
Yeah.
so I didn't get a chance to see any of it.
Yeah. And then it was kind of weird, Susan, because then they were trying to throw it back on us on social media, going like, well, we're not going to respond to anything that's being posted on social media. Oh, well, you got to sort of
Mhm.
have to, because parents are on social media,
Right.
and other folks are on social media, and they just don't know what's going on. They confirmed, and this is where and this is where I think that they started to lose people, Susan. They started to lose people, because then they said there is no lockdown at Perkins, and people are going, what? We just saw a video
Yeah. I
where
saw that.
everyone's in the dark, and this video came from inside Perkins.
Hmm.
So it's like, why are you lying to us? And then other individuals sent pictures and a video of armed individuals. I'm going to think that they're officers
Hmm.
outside of Perkins.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I saw.
So again, why are you telling us that there was no lockdown at Perkins when there was? And again, just say, because of protocols, we follow protocols. Protocols dictate that schools should go on lockdown. Now, if Perkins went on lockdown because of the shooting at Porter, which we later learned was from a security officer, police officer at Porter,
Hmm.
then the question is, why didn't any of the other schools in the area
Hmm.
also go into lockdown? Because I didn't get any confirmation in regards to Falk being on lockdown. I don't know if that actually happened or not. Or the elementaries that are, walking distance away from
Hmm.
Porter.
Porter.
So all the information that we have as to now, it was not a shooting that came from the vehicle to the school. It did happen on campus, though, on Porter grounds.
Right.
And the police officer, security officer, we're not sure which one it was, shot at the vehicle. Again, the question that needs to be answered, was it justified? Because
Hmm.
you can't shoot in the middle of the morning when there's other students and parents there. And we know that they were there, because in the report that the school district gave, they stated that there was other kids and the students in the area. Now,
Hmm.
God forbid, can you imagine if one of those bullets would have hit a kid? Then it would have been
Crazy.
on the first day of school, Susan.
Yeah.
And again, was it justified? I mean, did the threat the vehicle posted, did
Hmm.
it warrant
Shooting.
shooting at the vehicle?
Yeah.
Those are the questions that need to be answered. But that's all the hoopla that happened in regards to the shooting. Let's go through comments in case anyone has any other information, and then we're going to go back into other. What else? There's a lot that happened today. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, Erasmo and Susan. Hello, Ashley. Hello. Good evening, Ahiman, a Chichenegger. Good evening. Good evening. It was incredible to witness Brian Martinez freeze up when asked about 75,000 approved last meeting for being used. We're going to talk about that. And that's one of the reasons. Thank you, Susan, for coming on. Susan was actually at today's meeting, and that's going to be probably our featured story because and I'll take a sheet out of Frankie's playbook, and that'll be the featured story. Yep, those are the same questions we all had about what happened. The basic: who did it, why, where?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and again, well, it was a stolen vehicle that was taken. It's not enough, guys. I'm very, very proud that for some reason, they determined it was a stolen vehicle. Now, did they determine it was a stolen vehicle before they started shooting, or did they figure that out after? And then they just decided to add that into the story. This is what's worrisome, guys, because if they found out, think of it, they stopped the car, and I showed where they stopped the car in McDavid, where they stopped the car in McDavid. Did they, after running the place, and they're like, oh, we got a stolen car in our hands?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes no sense that it's a stolen car. Did they find that out afterwards or during the time that the car was in the Porter parking lot? And some people may say, well, it doesn't matter. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Because then again, it would add to the story that the officer was shooting at the vehicle because there was a threat that they might have weapons or something. But if they were driving off and you decide to shoot at it, then you got a problem.
Well, let's hope they clear that up real soon.
Yeah,
What exactly happened? When was the press conference? Was it after they caught the cars?
Yes, after. I would dare say it was at 10 o'clock. So even the press conference was quick. Too quick.
A little too quick.
A little too quick. They had no information, guys. And and let me say, God Almighty, that superintendent of ours cannot speak to save his damn life. Someone said, Erasmo, get the guy a thesaurus, get him a dictionary, something. He needs a speaking coach. He really needs help. He needs someone to speech class or something.
Yeah.
The guy can't speak to save his life. And they were all fumbling in regards to what they were saying out there, guys. And again, the district attorney, I think, got just pissed off and said, hey, we're not going to answer any more questions. That's it. That's it.
Huh? They should have one person, a spokesperson for everybody at that point that is well informed, gets up there, says what they need to say, answers questions, and that's it, if they can. But to have several people, no. Mm-mm.
But the problem, Susan, is it was too soon.
Yeah.
They had no information.
Yeah.
They had nothing, and that was a part of it. They had nothing. So again, guys, and this is one of my frustrations, Susan, that I mentioned this to people. They don't know how social media works. They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And again, give it a little time. Get more information. A short little statement. Guys, situation has been contained. We will be having a press conference in 2-3 hours to share more information with you. You cannot have a press conference minutes after the incident happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't answer anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the district attorney was getting, and again, a great job by the local news media. I don't know if it was Channel 5 or what news source asked the questions, because they were the questions that were on the minds of people. So great job. Just didn't have any answers.
Right.
Because it was a fluid investigation. Again, breathe, put a quick little statement. Situation has been contained. We will be having a press conference in 3-4 hours in order to share more information with the public. And by then, you'd have a little bit more information. And now what's happened is because they jumped the gun. All these people in law enforcement right now, it's just going to be a little bit too late. So hopefully tomorrow they'll be putting out a statement in regards to what actually happened.
Yeah.
But my suggestion, and I think my prediction, is the officer is going to be placed on leave, not to because he's guilty of anything, maybe, but until we have more information. If he
Mhm.
hasn't been placed on leave already, and again, as the guys, to everyone out there in law enforcement, thank you so much for everything that you do.
Mhm.
We great supporters of law enforcement. Just one of the things that we learned from Uvalde: just want the facts, want transparency, want the facts, want to
Mhm.
know now. And you followed the Uvalde thing, Susan, right?
Oh yeah,
It was
mess.
a mess, and there were more questions than anything that was being answered.
Hmm.
There was a lot of doubt. And then my concern is then people go like, well, y'all just conspiracy theorists. No,
Hmm.
again, we've lived it. We don't ever want to live it again.
Right.
We just want answers. And
Mhm.
as my cousin David says, these were the questions that were being asked by everyone out there.
Yeah. I think, just a quick conference to say, you know what, everybody is safe, students are safe, teachers are safe. That's it. That's all you need to know at this point. And then once we get the story straight, we'll come back. Like you said, 3 to 4 hours, we'll have a full press conference. I didn't get to see it, so I don't really know what happened and what they said, but that's all I would want to know. Everybody is safe, no one is injured, and we'll see you in 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, no injuries.
Hmm.
No one is hurt. We'll come back. With emotions running high, it's important for the district to appear confident and in control of the safety of students and teachers. It didn't happen today. Parecían gallinas descabezadas. One case of monkeypox in Cameron County is what I saw on Facebook. This is true. Yes. Well, I'm going to say, and this is my take. I'm going to say that we probably have more than one case. As of right now,
Confirmed.
Cameron County has confirmed
One.
one case of monkeypox. And let me say, one of the things that I saw, Susan, on the news, well, on social media, the news, was that there was already monkeypox in Matamoros, Tamaulipas.
I heard that too.
So again, guys, it's coming. It's coming. And one of the things that individuals need to be careful is you're responsible for your own safety. Be as safe as you can. And God bless the individuals that are right now going through this monkeypox. I do not know exactly everything that it entails. It
Hmm.
can't be good. I mean, if chickenpox was bad,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of funny, but it seems like all these pox diseases have something to do with
Animals.
with animals and with sexual innuendo. You know, don't be like chicken, don't be choking, and monkey, don't be. That just came to my mind. I don't know why. But what's the next one going to be?
I'm not even gonna go there.
Doggy style pox. What the hell? Why are they all named? And
Who
anyway,
names them, right?
I don't name these craps. What the hell? But
Oh.
so that's what's going on. So guys, just take. I mean, caution, guys. Hygiene. One of the things that I think, and again, I know very. I don't know if Susan, you're more in tune with what's going on with monkeypox. One of the things that I've heard that it is prevalent in the LGBTQIA community, the gay community. I cannot confirm or deny that. I think that's one of the conversations that we had with Dr. Teresa Saavedra when she was on last week. Hopefully, she'll be on later on this week, and we might be able to get a little bit more information in regards to what now that it's here
Mhm.
officially. Uh, you know, uh,
Very careful.
yeah, be careful, guys. I called Perkins, and they told me yes that they did a lockdown due to what happened at Porter as protocol. Exactly.
Protocol.
And this is what concerned me because if you go back and look at the press conference and the reports, they were out there probably saying like, "Don't listen to social media." There was no lockdown at Perkins. That's what they made it appear, and and again, Susan, it was too quick to have a press conference.
Yep.
They didn't have all the information, you know. And then what they're going to say is, Well, when we mentioned it, there was no lockdown in Perkins. That's not what people. That's not what parents are wanting to hear. They
No,
want,
it should be immediate.
yeah, they want to hear what Liz Frankie just stated. We went on lockdown because it is protocol. And then the next question should be, did other schools in the area also go on lockdown? Because I did not hear Falk going on lockdown, and Falk is closer to Porter than Perkins. And again, Perkins did the right thing, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Perkins for doing the right thing. They should have gone on lockdown, and not soft lockdown. It was good that they went on quick regular lockdown. The question is, did Cromac go on lockdown? Did Castañeda go on lockdown? Did Southmost Elementary go on lockdown? And did Falk go on lockdown? Did Canales go on lockdown? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that they didn't, and I think that they should have.
Of course.
Who takes the lead in this situation? That's a great question. I don't know. I would say that I don't know because you got the chief of police out there, you got the BISD chief of police, the Brownsville Police Department chief of police, and you got the district attorney out there. All three of them. Somebody's got to take the lead. Definitely not the superintendent. That guy can't speak to save his life.
Mm-mm. No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't have any.
No, it should have been one of those three. I honestly, that's a great question. I do not know. If anyone in law enforcement knows, please let us know who rightfully should take the lead. That's a great
Mhm.
question. They're saying that there was a lockdown in Perkins because someone brought a gun. That's
That's
the
me.
what the hell, dude? I thought it was my cats again. Uh, that's the other thing, Glory, that was mentioned. And again, come think of it, you've got two situations, maybe, but I'm going to think that it was because of the Porter situation. And then someone inside the school say, well, it's because of a gun, which it was, but not the Perkins. I'm not sure though. Security does not carry a gun. Not all security. I think some security.
I think she's right. The security don't carry guns. BISD police do.
Well, again, we'll
Mhm.
find out. Hopefully, then it must have been a VISD police officer, maybe. But again, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We don't have enough information. Let's see. Where's my damn cursor? There it is. They're saying Perkins was locked down because someone bought a gun. Yes, but we don't. It was great to see the collaboration. However, who is the lead? Great
Yeah.
question. Good evening. Good evening, Bonnie. I don't know. Hey, Susan.
Hey.
You know Gabi?
Yes, I do.
She's not my favorite sister right now.
I heard.
Gabriela, take me to damn lunch. It's Saturday. And you still owe me a Cancun trip.
Oof.
I haven't forgotten. She's one of my rich sisters. I'm the poor one in the family.
And she doesn't take you to lunch. Wow, Gabby. Wow.
You see, even Susan's upset. Not Chief Sauceda. He did a great job. He speaks very well. Oh no, yeah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. He's well spoken. Felix is amazing. He can bring up a conversation out of anywhere. A great job. Superintendent can't speak to save his life.
Mm-mm.
And I think again, it was kind of, you have to listen to the press conference, and it was like Chief Sauceda was going like, we weren't supposed to say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fluid situation. We weren't supposed to say that. And I think the superintendent was giving out more information than he should have, which caused confusion.
Yeah. Out of all them, I would have gone with Chief Salcedo in a heartbeat. Let him take the lead.
Yeah. Again, Axel has more experience in regards to these situations, a little bit more knowledge, and just let him take the lead. He would have been the best spokesperson. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. No, it's not damned if you do, it's damned if you don't. It's not the issue. The issue is you've got to be prepared for these situations. And a press conference, an hour right before it happened, no one had any information, Robert. No one had any information. And if you actually saw the press conference, you'd be more confused. Be more confused. So no, it's not a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Do the right thing. That's all you have to do. Do the right thing, and that's part of the problem with a lot of the situations. And I'll use that as a lead to go back into what we're going to talk about in regards to city. Like, just if you do the right thing, you don't have to go out there and think of answers. You don't have to tell half truths. You don't have to talk out of your ass.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight in regards to what happened at the city commission meeting. Press ate them. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
It's the press really got it got to the point that Luis Saenz was yelling at the press.
Oh, wow. I wonder if it's recorded. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's on Channel 5 Facebook page. And Luis Saenz hardly I've never seen Luis Saenz lose his cool at a press conference. He was frustrated.
Mm. Wow.
We already told you. Why are you asking those questions? He was snapping at the press. And again, I've known Luis Saenz for years now. He has never lost it at a press conference until today.
Wow.
The only thing they needed to say at the press conference was all students and teachers are safe and none were hurt.
Yep.
Oh, good job, Derek. Again, I don't like Derek, but good job. If it was him that made mention of that, great job, Derek. Hey, look, I'm going to call you out when I don't agree with you, but I'll applaud you when you should. He was the one that was asking the right questions, and he got snapped at. He shouldn't have. They were valid questions, and the question, and you have to look at it, Susan. The questions, because Derek went out and there, and I'll believe Nelda because she wouldn't lie to me, because Derek went off and said, "Well, wait a minute, you just stated this. I'm not bringing up stuff, just to make up stuff. You just said this." And then that's when Lee Saenz go, "Wow, you shouldn't be asking this." So it was kind of interesting. But yeah, thank you. I didn't know it was Derek. Derek, good. Derek, great job. Good job. It's protocol to put officers on leave, 100%. It is protocol. It is protocol. And that should have. I sent you the timeline to your messages. Oh.
Oh.
And Gabi just sent me a text message.
I love you. You're in trouble now.
Yeah, love you, sis, but you still owe me lunch and you still owe me a trip to Cancun. I got it. The BISD provides timeline. Let's see. At 8:44, Brownsville PD received a call from the victim stating that her 2018 gray Ford Focus was stolen from 2900 Block East 33rd. Great. 8:48, Brownsville PD received another call asking for assistance from Brownsville Independent School District Police Dispatch. For information from BISD Police was the subject in a gray Ford Focus had shot towards Porter High School. So there was shooting from the car.
Oh, wow.
A BISD officer observed the vehicle and was in pursuit of the car near Expressway 83, Brownsville, Boca Chica. 8:49, a notification of assistance was aired out to Brownsville PD officers. 8:49:50, Brownsville officers on patrol arrived to assist BPD officers as suspects had bailed out of the vehicle at an abandoned building near Lincoln Street and McDavid Street. This is where I showed the vehicle. The first suspect, identified as Rodrigo Rivera, was taken into custody at 200 block of McDavid. At this time, it was learned that officers with BISD had taken the second suspect, Carlos Castellanos, into custody at Porter High School. At 8:59, investigators with Brownsville Police Department developed identification information of the third suspect, a male juvenile who was involved in the incident. Engagement works with cooperating parties to locate the third suspect at 200 block of Sheridan. This timeline that is now being shared, guys, by Brownsville Police contradicts everything from the terrorist conference. Because at the press conference, look, according to the release, erroneous information was released on social media of a shooting incident at Perkins Middle School. BID confirmed the Brownsville and the okay, that's the erroneous. Good. This is the problem, Joe. I don't know if you saw this. The problem with this is that that's not what they said in the press conference. And you know why, Susan? It was too soon.
Where did he get that timeline?
I'm going to post it on my page. It was actually on one of the news medias. But again, it was too soon to have a press conference.
Yeah. or at least to divulge more information than needed. Just the safety of the students and the teachers and all the staff members would have been fine at that point.
Yes. But again, yeah, it's all that was needed. Again, it was too soon. If you go back into the press conference, they say that the officer shot at the vehicle that was driving off. This timeline doesn't mention any officer. I saw my page now. Any officer
Hmm.
shooting at the vehicle. That's what causes confusion. Guys, it's on my page. It does not mention the officer shooting at the car. Am I correct, Joe? Let me know. Cochino. Press conference minutes after. Why? No one was busy working. Besides that, I'm sure the school has to have cameras facing the outside of it. Yes. It should be DPS. I'm going to want to agree with
Oh, wow.
Hillary. You saw the timeline?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, it
Wow,
it
that's
makes
completely different than what everybody's saying.
yes. Afterwards, Susan, I want you to go and see the
The
video,
press conference.
and it's completely different. And that's what causes confusion, folks. And again, all you had to do was say everything's okay. Give us time to give you the official statement.
Right.
It should be DPS. And I'm going to think that Hillary is correct, but I'm not sure. BIC police is first to respond. They are in charge. Ivan, a great, maybe. I think Hillary is right, though. It would have been an amazing show of planning had the district been able to say, yes, the new protocols is that of feeders going to lockdown until they have clear steps to lower the threat. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Susan, I know you.
The flagpole.
Very famous. The community wants to see systematic protocols to show the safety in place. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My other concern is there was a 5-year-old that went off campus at Jubilee. Not a good day for schools today. And again, guys, this is the new school. Was it ready to open 2 days ago? Chief is amazing. Great guy. I have nothing. Chief Sauceda has always been very upfront, open, and professional.
Always. Mm-hmm.
Like it or not, the super needs to speak for the district. That is his job. He needs to learn how to speak. He cannot speak. I mean, and you want proof? Listen to the press conference. Yikes. Chief Sauceda is very helpful, well spoken, smart. Yeah. Hey, we said the same thing, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The guy is on point. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Someone give him a script. Yeah. And this is why it's not a good idea to have a lackey as the PR person for the district.
Mm-hmm.
Susan! Security officers do not carry guns, only police officers. And yes, there was a video from Perkins. On that video, people stated that they were on lockdown due to a person carrying a gun in the school. This has caused confusion. 100%. That's all it was. And again, they may want to say, oh, well, all this misinformation coming from social media sites. And I always tend to think that they want to make it personal against me. It's just the information that we have. And have you seen that movie, The President, where
Mm-hmm.
where it says they don't drink because there's no information. They drink the sand because they don't know any better.
Right.
And again, when we don't have any information, people start drinking the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Going back into Michael J. Fox's statement. And that's the only thing. Just give us information. Give us what you have at the time, and that's it. Yes, people complain regardless. Nunca están contentos. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Erasmo, my grandson saw it all.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my prayers to your grandson. But did he see the Porter incident or the Perkins incident? You know, do you think by adding other protocols, such as having all outdoor and inside doors locked, adding anxiety to all? And how much more do our schools need to be more like jails to seem safe? You want to take a shot at this, Susan?
You know what I told somebody to this morning when we were talking about that I thought was a great idea for all schools. Why can't we just have drop gates that immediately drop once there's danger? You know, some emergency button and all the gates drop into the hallways. Nobody gets into the school.
I know what you're talking about, like those in the halls, just like
Yeah, the security. I don't know if Burns has those, but I want to say that Burns has something very similar to that. The problem is that, you know, incidents happen like what happened in Uvalde, and then we go on high alert for about a couple of weeks until everything dies down. I remember at the end of the school year, they were stopping all of the seniors, well, all the people that drove into, all the students that had cars in Hannah. They would stop them, they'd pop their trunk, they'd check them, and then they let them in. Well, everything passed now. Uvalde is old news. So now we're not doing it anymore. So we got to be consistent.
gotta be consistent.
Whatever, there's no consistency in that. I think that's what happens with the parents. They get frustrated because there's no consistency.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things. One of the things that needs, we need a little bit of structure,
Mhm.
something that is going protocols. And if Sam were here, we'd be going protocols.
Yep.
Maybe they know it wasn't gunfire. Like, could it have been a firework or scare people arriving at school?
Maybe, but it's the intention.
Yeah. Again, it's like yelling fire
Hmm.
in a theater.
Right.
Can't do that. So we don't know. Again, not enough information. Not even now. I think Channel 423, I publicly requested video of incident. Let's see what happened. That should be great. It will also demonstrate their cameras are working. Yes,
Mhm.
and let me say, good job, Channel 4, Channel 23, because at the end of the day, I'm going to, I'm sure that if it was one of the officers out there that did the shooting, if there was an officer that actually did the shooting, we don't even know about that because this timeline from the Brownsville Police Department totally contradicts that.
Mhm.
So we don't know. So they should have body cam. So that's something that I'm sure that they requested as well. You never shoot at a fleeing suspect vehicle unless bodily harm or death. And that, again, Susan, I challenge you to see that press conference.
I will.
You're going to see something hear something completely different from the report that we just got from Brownsville Police Department. It's just a rock. Alex, where have you been? It's been a while. Again, it is it.
Oh, Janet.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Swa swa. That's me, Chiquito. So, Porter incident made Fox headlines. Oh, national news. Isn't Jubilee a private company with all the voucher money they get? They need to keep the kids into. Well, look, I'm not so concerned about the voucher money in school charter schools. My concern is, uh, were they ready to open? Because they just opened yesterday. Was their first day. It's a brand new school, and second day of classes, they lost a student, a 5-year-old.
It's such a high traffic area.
Yes, that
Location. Oh,
that is what scared me. I mean, that Paredes Line Road is so close. 802 is right there. Youch, Porter. Oh, what about the meeting? What happened? Ah, so we're getting there. Let's just go through all the damn comments. Hi! Thank you for bringing us back. Full metal detectors enter schools. I don't like it. Sorry, Susan, but your idea doesn't work on open campuses.
yeah, yeah.
Hannah had drop gates at their halls. Maybe we should use them. That's, I think, what Susan
Oh,
was referring. Well, that's what I thought you were referring
mhm.
to because they do have them at
The
the.
drop gates. Yeah.
See, protocols are what they're supposedly working on since Uvalde. We should already have them. What grade should the public give for today? Either way, learning experience and no loss of life this time.
Yeah.
Well, should the public give for today? Let me tell you, not a passing grade. We still don't know the facts, and there's still confusion.
Hmm.
Uh, Charters taking public school money, it does matter. Students are getting an education. So be it a charter, be it the district, they're getting money. Details on Storm. Oh, we will talk about Storm today. And again, going back into, we got to be forthright. We got to know our stuff. There
Hmm.
was a lot of confusion going on today at the city hall during the meeting. Susan, what went on today?
At the commission meeting. Well, today was the budget for the first reading of the budget. I think the final passing of the budget is going to be September 6th, if I'm not mistaken. And in that was the hot tax funds. I think you posted it on your page, Erasmo, about how much the nonprofit organizations are asking from the hot tax funds. Well, we have a few of them that, if anybody has seen my page, has a little trail with our Commissioner Roy de los Santos. And Commissioner Golonsky had a little ball pointing all that out today. So he excused himself from it, by the way, immediately when they started the budget agenda. He excused himself as a commissioner because he is involved with some of the nonprofit organizations that are asking for hot tax funds. And he's also on the audit team, the hot tax audit team, if you guys don't know that. So he excused himself, Commissioner Roy de los Santos did, and they went on to say, they did the little presentation on who was asking for what, and Commissioner Golonsky ended up questioning. First off, she questioned the Culture district, who's asking for, I think, 60,000, if I'm not mistaken, from hot tax funds, and she asked about that one first. And let's go back a little bit and understand that the Cultural District is Roy de los Santos is a board member on, and Brian Martinez is now the VP of marketing.
And Commissioner Santos receives a paycheck.
He receives money from them. Yes, he does. And not only that, but they just signed an MOU a few months ago with the Culture, giving them $75,000 over 2 years, up to $75,000 to pay for Brian and the new executive director's salary. And now they're asking for hot tax funds. So she had a real concern about that. She asked somebody from the Culture to stand up and represent, and Brian stood up as the VP of marketing and basically was answering her questions regarding what the money was going to be used for. And she was very forward. She flat out asked Brian Martinez if he was the chief of staff for Roy de los Santos.
Wow.
And Brian says, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the hot tax fund. I'm here to answer questions about the hot tax funds. And I don't think that went over too well with her, because she says, well, I'm asking you if you are paid by Commissioner de los Santos.
Oh!
And he says, I am paid as a private citizen for Commissioner Roy de los Santos.
Well, if he's a private citizen, why does he have a
Exactly.
public email and a badge and access to the city?
Exactly. Now, on your show back in March or April 1st, it was either March or April 1st, Roy basically told, I think he was on the show with Sam, and he told Sam that, yes, he pays he pays Brian Martinez his car allowance, which is $500 a month, to be his chief of staff. I actually did a PIR, and I asked the city about information on every commissioner and mayor and their chief of staff and their contact. I got one back: Roy de los Santos and Brian Martinez. No other commissioner, no, not even the mayor, has a chief of staff. So why is he privy to this information, being a chief of staff? I don't know. So she had a real concern about, number one, about these nonprofits like Sombrero Festival, Culture, Mr. Amigo being self-sustaining and profitable nonprofits and taking money from hot tax. That is not even included on the application. Mind you, she's the only one that spoke up. Okay.
No one else did.
I'm sorry?
No one else did.
No one else did. Commissioner Gowan came in a little bit, but Commissioner Tetro, Cowan, they were silent. Mayor, silent. Roy left the room. And then she asked about the Sombrero Festival too. I'm surprised Brian didn't stand up, because he's VP of marketing for that as well. But he didn't stand up after she got a hold of him. And then she went back and asked about that MOU, and he stood up again. And she wanted a clarification on what the MOU was for. What is the MOU for? We just signed it a few months ago, And isn't that for advertising and, bringing in, visitors, to the city of Brownsville? And he said, well, it was for operational cost. And she's like, well, what kind of operational cost? And he says, I mean, exactly like this. Well, I would have to get back to you on that. Now, we know in the commissioners meeting, the new executive director specifically said that the MOU was to pay for her and his salary.
And Brian's salary.
There's only 2 full-timers on there, and
Yep.
it's them. So look, she even mentioned that she knows that the city legal said that there was no conflict, but she doesn't see it like that. She sees it that it looks wrong. And
There's
it is
definitely
wrong.
conflict.
It's wrong. It's wrong, absolutely wrong.
There's no doubt. I mean, you had to be stupid to think that there's no conflict when you've got someone's chief of staff who out of his work states that he's a private citizen, has a public email, a public badge, public access to anything in the city, because we've seen him send emails requesting money for United Way. Again, and I don't know why United Way is setting themselves up to be used by these people, except they've got all these corrupt little people out there on their board as well, which are on the other boards. But again, it's a topic for another day. So why does this private citizen want to shield himself behind the phase of private citizen, but still be using everything that belongs to the public, especially our tax dollars?
Right. Exactly. And remember, there was a Camille audit. Okay. There was a Camille audit that happened because of the hot tax. And there is a letter out there, and that you have it on your page, and it specifically shows that, as per Roy de los Santos, who was the president at that time, they were instructed to hire Brian Martinez. So now we have Roy hiring Brian and paying him money from Camille. We have Roy hiring or facilitating his position with the MIDI culture and getting money in his salary paid through us, tax dollars. And we have the same thing going on with the Sombrero Festival if they approve that hot tax. So, I mean, this is so blatant. It's so blatant.
It's corruption at its finest. It's corruption at its finest. And look, Susan, I've been fighting this for years. And every single time I've been asked the same question, I always answer it, because they say, what is Brownsville's number one problem? It's very simple. It's all these boards and committees.
Yes.
That is how Commissioner Los Santos has been able to get all these little monies from everywhere. It's the same way that Brian, because he's on every little board and committee out there.
Every one of them.
All of them out there. And that's how they get these individuals into these cushy positions. That's how they get to approve and to vote for all this other crap, all these other pet projects out there. It's the number one problem. What we need to do is wipe every single board and committee out there clean and get normal, everyday citizens that are not connected, not in bed with the elected officials, to be freestanding and speak their mind without the fear of repercussion, without having to be chiefs of staff, without getting $75,000 cash that they're not qualified to get.
Yeah. I mean, you have a city commissioner that is he's excusing himself from voting on the city budget because he's involved with the nonprofits that are asking for hot tax. So who are you serving? Are you serving us, the citizens, or are you serving the nonprofits?
Which he gets money from. And perks. Okay, let me tell you, I had a conversation with I had Vito on this morning. And look, guys, they get perks. It's not just money. Think of all the little extras that they get, like the VIP tickets, like the access, like the trips where they look at this is what happens. And again, part of the problem is because folks don't understand. It's like Mr. Amigo. I love Mr. Amigo. Great. All thing. Why they're asking for $75,000 boggles my freaking mind, guys. When they take a trip every year to Mexico City, to anywhere else, they wine and dine the Mr. Amigo crap people out there like crazy. They're all like on this little vacation trip out there that you and I pay for. And then they still have the nerve to come and ask for $75,000.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the other, and this is what I was meaning this morning when I was speaking to Vito about all the other little perks. It's not just money that they could pocket; it's all the extra perks that they get.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
look, Susan, my concern has always been the same. It's like my concern with Joey Lopez and the county commissioners court when they got first dibs to vaccinations, when they don't have to follow or protocols. Same thing happens with all these individuals on all these boards and committees. The rules that apply to thee do not apply to the we,
Yep.
and that's what's really unfortunate. Because when we were fighting BCIC with the monies that Trey Mendes tried to pocket, and
Mm-hmm.
we stopped him on it, the $200,000, guys, take it into consideration. We are still wanting to find out if he got money to open his new little shop out there in Palm
Right.
Boulevard,
The wine shop.
the wine shop. Did we pay for that? Because everyone could go say like, "Oh, it's nice and niche and great and little winey stuff," which I like. I like wine. I don't want individuals starting businesses off my dime.
Right. Do it
And
like
look,
everybody else does it.
And look, Susan, my concern is why is it only their businesses,
Mm-hmm.
the commissioners' businesses, the mayor's businesses, the
Mm-hmm.
Michael Limas businesses, the
Oh,
BCIC people's businesses? Why is
mm-hmm.
it their businesses that qualify for all these grants, all these monies that are coming into the city of Brownsville, when a store owner over here by Rivera doesn't have access to that?
Mm-hmm. No, it's absolutely true. And one of the things that Golonsky brought up, which is it's a very valid concern, the application process for the hot tax doesn't even ask if the nonprofit is profitable or if it's self-sustaining. Doesn't even question it. And so Miss Monica Tellum said, well, we can include it on next year's application, but it doesn't include it right now. Why would we give that money to them? Why? Sombrero Festival, 1 week. I mean, I love Sombrero Festival. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But it's 1 weekend out of the year and $165,000. They've never asked for it in all the years past. But coincidentally, the CEO is on the board as a commissioner now. And
Brian Martinez is
Brian
on
is
there.
the VP, and a lot of his other little staff members, because in one of the, I think one of your lives, he mentioned a couple of other names, and those names are his staff, like his consultants as a commissioner. They're on as marketers for Sombrero Festival. I recognize the names. So, why are we doing this? Sombrero Festival has millions. On your show, he mentioned that they have money left over.
Always.
Always.
And that they're doing financially well.
And so I don't understand why.
Now, and look, and I'm very proud that the Commissioner Glancy actually spoke up.
Thank you.
Let me say, folks, and again, you applaud when they need to be applauded. A great
Mm-hmm.
job, Commissioner Galansky. Because at the end of the day, folks, Roy Dos Santos could have excused himself because he's on almost every single one of these things out there. Could have excused himself. But again, the intimidation that is caused to other commissioners whenever they want to pass anything that benefits their district, it's not going to be there. And look, at the end of the day, every single one, and think of this, folks, every single one of these committees that Commissioner de los Santos serves himself on, every single one, they don't benefit his district in any way.
Mm-mm.
They benefit District 4.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in District 4, and the District 4 commissioner wasn't even there.
Right.
And that's what's unfortunate. Because we knew that he was going to be skipping meetings like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did that for GPEC. And he's a friend of mine. I love Pedro Cardenas, a friend of mine. I visit his restaurant regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I want you to be sitting on that seat. I want you to be asking the tough questions. I want you to be answering the questions that people have. And the only one right now that's speaking is Commissioner Galansky.
She's the only one speaking up. She and because of her, it was tabled. But don't give any credit to your wonderful Mayor Trey Mendes, because he did not want to table it. And he actually voted against tabling it. The only one. The only one. So he could care less about whether they're profitable, whether they're self-sustaining, whether they need the money, anything about your tax monies going to places that don't need it to pay other people's salaries. He could care less.
Couldn't care less about transparency, could care
No,
less about public interest, could care less. I mean,
no,
just the stuttering of Brian Martinez while answering questions out there, refusing to ask questions,
yeah.
and giving lip service to a commissioner should have been enough
Hmm.
for Trey Mendes to say, you know what, come back with us with more information.
Right.
Because that would have been the right thing to do. But it's
I encourage the citizens and anybody who's watching, I encourage you to go back and watch that meeting. And this is not the first time that Golonsky has brought something up. She was concerned about the MOU. She said it publicly. She abstained from voting and she said it publicly. She looked at legal and said, is there a conflict of interest since he is the chief of staff for Roy de los Santos? They said no because he refrained from voting. Erasmo, Roy is working everything in the back.
we saw that in the emails.
He does the applications. He helps with the verbiage of everything. He gets it up there, and then he says, "Oh, I'm gonna excuse myself now." It's still a conflict.
A
You're
hundred, a
just
hundred
trying
percent.
to you're trying to poke people's eyes by saying I'm going to leave the room and I'm not going to vote, so it's not a conflict. But you did everything on the back end of it.
And we saw
Everything.
we saw the text messages and we saw the emails that proved that.
Yes. And I have 600 and something pages related to the Camille audit, and I have 200 pages related to the MIDI cultural. Roy is all over it, all over it. But when it comes in the end for him to vote, oh, I'm going to leave. No, that's still a conflict, sir.
Of
I'm
course,
sorry.
the community refused to react and at least fact check for themselves and vote for truly interested in the betterment of Brownsville. But again, and I agree with Nelda. Nelda, these individuals that are there, these individuals that are there, they were elected to represent you and me.
Exactly.
They are not. They are representing themselves, their pocket, their special interest, their boy staff toys, whatever they are, and all the other compadres out there. And that's what's very unfortunate. And that's what we were talking about yesterday with Ashley in regards to the hiring of Daniel Molstad. It's the same
Mhm.
crap, guys. And Susan, it's the same individuals.
Yes.
It's the middies. It's the De Los Santos. It's the same crap. It's the same individuals. And that's what's unfortunate. Because at the end of the day, and I stated this yesterday, I'll state this again. At the end of the day, they don't care about your children.
Mm-mm.
They don't care that your children were at arm's length to a child predator. They care about the perception.
Mhm.
They care about making sure that they cover their tracks. They care about their money making schemes.
Mhm.
And Trey Mendes, that's just despicable. Despicable.
I don't understand why he's so he just doesn't stand up. I don't know. I mean, I know Roy is a very overpowering or appears to be a very overpowering person. He seems like a pretty smart guy. Maybe people are intimidated by that, or the mayor's intimidated by that. But even in your because I went back and watched your show that he was on, and he talked about the town hall meetings that he was supposed to have, and he was getting with Pedro Cardenas, and they were going to have these big town hall meetings in all these places, and he ran on that platform, and
Nada.
nothing.
Oh, we're still waiting for the audit.
Oh yes,
It's never going to happen.
of course it's not.
I heard during the meeting someone mentioned it is volunteer position, volunteering one who renders a service who takes part in a transaction while having no legal concern or interest. Let me tell you, there is definitely interest. There's a
Volunteering meaning the commissioners or Brian?
Brian
Because
for the
oh,
for the
Brian's paid. Brian is paid by the MIDI culture. He's paid by Roy de los Santos. I'm not sure about Sombrero Festival because I haven't looked at the finances for them. Um, so I'm not sure if they're paid or not.
but that it'd be a good question to ask. And I think I could actually probably ask someone in the city right about now.
Hmm.
Um, Does Brian receive money from Sombrero Fest?
Yeah, Sombrero Fest. I'm not sure if him and Roy get paid or not.
That's a good question. But look, como digo, allá en el rancho, they usually tend to pay themselves.
Yeah, so
sooner
one way
than later,
or another.
sooner than later, everything comes to light. The definition of voluntary doesn't seem to be the same. Not for them. What about all these homes and buildings downtown get labeled historic to gain benefits? If you check, they belong to past city and school
Mhm.
officials, past and present. They belong to Trey Mendez and to a lot of individuals on the city commission or on. Look, guys, he gets paid from Roy. Uh, we're not sure if he gets paid directly from Sombrero Fest. Does get paid from Roy. The Mini Foundation has $18 million, and they still have their handout. Well, I wonder if they actually have that money or if it's just on paper. Because I mean, look at all the money. No volunteers on boards get paid at Sombrero Fest. Thank you, appreciate that. Uh, Look at all these individuals out there. I mean, I think that Dinah chick makes like $200,000, and Commissioner Dos Santos makes I think $20,000, something like that. They all get a big old hefty paycheck.
Yeah, they do.
Pedro lost his suegro.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know who it was, but I know that there was a death in his family. He wasn't present.
Prayers out to the
Hmm.
Cardinals family. I take back my no backbone comment I said last night about Galansky.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, again, you
she
applaud them when they do right.
she was on fire. I was very impressed with her tonight because it's right. It's right. And if one commissioner is questioning this, not once but twice, come on,
Uh, I'm actually going to go look for that piece and cut that out.
it's great.
It's going to be
That's
interesting.
great.
If anyone out there has the exact minute of when it starts and when it ends, send it
Mhm.
my way. That'd be interesting. City of Brownsville and the raise by when for the city employees. There was supposed to be a protest today. This is the question. Were they out there?
It was a packed house, and I'm not sure if they were city employees, but they are working on the raises, and I think it looks pretty positive for them. Thought it was kind of funny that Roy said that he wanted to just let them know that he was there now, and that the commission was working very hard on their raises because they deserve it, and the reason that they hadn't got it before was because of previous administration. And I was like, well, that's previous administration is everybody who's up there but you. He
So
just like threw
so
him right
he's
under the bus.
so he's like, now that I'm here,
Now that I'm here, we're going to get those
you're
raises.
going to get some cash.
Yeah.
But I'm just surprised that all these commissioners that they let this guy walk all over them with his
They do.
chanclas.
They do. Especially Trey. I'm shocked when I see it.
I don't know if it's his stature that not Trey's. Roy is just so tall and bulky that intimidates them,
I don't know.
because or his verbiage, or does he have something on them? What is it?
I don't know.
Why are they so afraid of Roy de las Chanclas? That always happens. Once they're in, then they just do for their own and for voters
Yeah.
and F voters. Yeah. They care about filling their own pockets. We need them all out of office. This is BS that comes out with three in
Out of their mouth.
other mouth. Yep. I can verify that Somero Fest does not pay anyone in
Oh,
that
good.
organization. Thank you, Linda.
Good.
Yep, they got application in. Hello. Where is that audit? We're still waiting for it. Good evening, Erasmo. What a day today, Christopher. What a day. What a day. What a crazy, crazy day. We had also some situation with Border Patrol today. It was just a crazy, crazy Tuesday. Crazy Taco Tuesday. Let me go to that. Galaski is only covering her ass by acting concerned. These conniving snakes will do anything to throw off the attention from themselves. Well, we'll
Maybe.
hopefully soon find out.
Well, it's in our favor. I mean, it got tabled, and that's a good thing. The budget got passed, but that part of it got tabled. I think further looking into it is definitely a good thing.
Uh,
Shouldn't be handing out money to these nonprofits that don't need it.
Elected officials vote yay or nay on nay every time. At the moment they are sworn in, they should be made to step down from any committees. Agree.
I
Board
agree too.
foundations to be able to fully serve and represent the constituents that voted them in. No abstaining, and this would avoid all these smoke and mirror games. 100%.
Yeah.
I really like Mr. Walcava's contribution to the show. Very knowledgeable and straightforward.
Mhm.
Sombrero Fest, Mr. Amigo Chardays, people don't get paid, but those fringe benefits, the VIP privileges, sure do add up. But it's all cash, sir. Of course, there's hands that get greased, without a doubt.
Mhm.
Please thank Mr. Walcava for me. I admire her courage.
Mm. Thank
And
you.
that wasn't Gabi.
Yeah.
Something else. Susan, anything else that happened to me that we should talk about?
I think I covered it. I mean, if anything else comes out right now, I'm looking at the PIR information that I received from the city.
Gracias. Let me say that I will be present at the next meeting when they do bring this up, and I'll be out there speaking a little bit on it.
Yeah.
Very, very proud. A great, great job. Thank you so much, Susan, for coming on. And
Yes.
hopefully you can come on regularly.
Yes. Go back and watch that meeting. Let me know what you think.
I'm going to go watch. I'll do that when you watch the other one, and then we'll
I'm gonna
come
watch
back
it right now.
and pow wow. Guys, have a great, great
Okay.
evening. Guys, part of the goal is just to keep each other informed of what's going on. And look, one of the things that I've always said, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, y'all just being negative. No, just asking questions. Look, if you have the answers to the questions and there's nothing to hide, just show.
Mhm.
Don't go out and go, oh, well, let's get an opinion. Just if there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to hide. Answer the
Right.
damn questions. Unfortunately for us, we have not gotten any of our questions answered. They've tried to intimidate individuals like they tried to do with Ashley. They tried to hide behind boards and committees and other things. And then they pretend out in public that they're going to be hiding outside. We're not going to be a part of it. When, as Susan mentioned, they were all had their hands in it all the way. Their hands were on that masa all the way. And that's what's really very, very unfortunate. I'm getting another message. Uh, the, sh- the show with a woman are so good. Wow. Susan 2023. Hey, not bad. Guys, it's not being negative. It's just asking questions. As resident citizens, we should have more individuals asking questions,
Right.
being a little bit more vocal. And again, if you are not going to get the answers from the individuals that you elect into office, then they shouldn't be there. And they should be able to take the heat because they place themselves in that kitchen.
Right.
And not again, we placed them in the kitchen for that. Guys, have a great, great evening. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll be back. Hopefully, by then we'll have a little bit more clarification, information in regards to what happened at Porter with the shooting. Who shot Jr. Showing
Wow.
my age. Showing
That
my
shows
age.
how old we are.
Guys, have a great, great evening. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. Still believe in all that, guys. Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless. Thanks, Susan.